and they introduced that and saying, hey, well, the squirrels, they prepare for the year to come, and they prepare for the winter, the season. So we want to teach our employees that. So Sam Walton, every employee had to go to the Gung Ho project to learn about the geese, the beavers, and also the squirrels. So we want to know what are the other animals and birds, what are they saying to the human beings? What do they want? What are they trying to tell human beings? What are the whales saying? What are the butterflies saying? What are the spiders? What are the elk and the deer? What are they saying? So I said, okay, set it up. I got it. So we did that, my sister and I, for 3 years. We were in session with the boards of Walmart, training them. So what happened is all these groups that came, they had to break down because we could only tell them this information a little at a time because their minds were marketing minds, advertising minds, and we come from another whole spectrum, and it comes from the heart. So they finally got together and they formed this little thing, little sessions all over, and they come back with a new mission statement. And that mission statement is based around this little white book here. So, and they want this on the shelves, but the issue is that Walmart will only take things that are not self-published. They won't take self-published stuff, and this is what this is, because it goes back to editing. And Spirit said, no, as is. So I have to go around little groups like this and say, hey guys, what I got? And it's better that way. Better that way, because I get to see family. And we get a visit, you know. So, okay, we're going to go to this. Now, one of the things about these laws, these 11 universal and these 11 spiritual laws, is that you already know them because you broke them all. That's how you learn, right? We did, all of us. So we have to learn through experience. We have the first law that was given to us called the universal law of free will. Free will. How many have free will in here? All of us.
Yeah.
Yes, and these laws are easy to read, they're easy to retain. Alan, come here. Come up here. See, free will. Get your books. Read that first. Find free will. Open it up to free will. So these laws, they're like anything. This is about retaining memory. If you could sing a song, you have thousands of songs, right? And you could learn these songs and retain them word for word. You can do a Pledge of Allegiance, real good, right? You know, there's so many things that you could remember. So this here is also easy to remember, and also, you know, just take parts of it, bits of it. This is my nephew. He's one of the film producers. He works with Triangle Film Festival people and all that kind of good stuff. So he's going to give you a little short version of Free Will, because I think you read it. Oh. On the spot.
Nataki Pete. So, whoop it up. Now, the grandfathers will speak on the protection of free will, the protection of personal choice. The universal law of free will calls on the energy and holds the space for the integrity of the individual. And this integrity is for all beings, the beings that are walking ones, the beings that fly, the beings that swim, the beings that live within the earth, and the many spiritual ones that are unseen by the human eye, and yet are there. Good talk, guys.
Get that?
Oh,
Right. Give him a good hand.
really good.
Now these laws also tell you about life, about everyday life. The laws are represent nature. They represent the seasons. They represent every moon. They represent all the ceremonies of the earth. It's woven that way. It's so good in there that it's just it's a calendar of life. So go over that and retain some of that. So the universal law of free will on the ground, we're going to talk grounded level here, is guarded by the grandfathers. And like my nephew said, every form of life on this planet, on Mother Earth, in this universe, is guarded by this law. This law. In order to understand this law a little bit better, the purest way and the surest way to understand it is respect. Respect. And the job is always points at you. Learn to respect yourself first. Learn the art of respecting yourself. Because you can't respect anybody else unless you respect yourself. So from this ways of respect and free will, there's gifts that you retain as you walk along, and from this free will there's a gift called integrity. See? So integrity is important because when you have integrity, your word is gold, right? And there's people that you witnessed and experienced that helped you along your path, along your walk. Because they lived life, they experienced life, and they're the ones that you trusted, and they gave some gold to you, their word. And you have to do the same. Do the same. Create your integrity by honoring each other's free will. And when you honor each other's free will, there's no way that anybody could dishonor you. So that, and also the relatives, the star relatives that come from Arcturus, is also a guardian of free will. They work with this way that we call diplomacy. Because at some point in time in the past, people that had a different persuasion, a different way of doing things, a different thought, other than mainstream America, at that time were automatically just killed. They were killed. They didn't put up with it. They didn't want change. They wanted you to follow the way they wanted you to go. So if somebody came and said, no, I can't do that, they killed them. So the star relatives from that area of Arcturus gifted those human beings with the art of diplomacy. I know some of you guys try to use it on your women. It doesn't work. So utilize that, but everything has to come from your heart. And also, Kuan Yin is a messenger, the third messenger from the Ascended Masters that worked with this law of free will. And those of you that are here on this planet, on this Mother Earth, that hasn't come to grips with why you're here, what you're supposed to be doing, then this is when you utilize these symbols and you ask for help. Don't be afraid, because there's people here. We're all representatives of all cultures. We've been reincarnated as a black man, white man, yellow man, and a red man, a brown man. There should be no racism when you understand that way of reincarnation, right? We're born into the color of skin that we need to help the race with. We still retain the same knowledge and the same spiritual essence. So Kuan Yin, her council of elders will help you to remember why you're here. And all you need to do is simply ask. Simple, by my hair. But asking is really good when you do the work of fasting, going out, spend some time alone with nature. Because that breaks apart all this rhetoric up here. the mind chatter. When you get rid of that, then you develop your clarity with this universe. So when you need help with free will, look upon these three elements, three beings of light, the grandfathers. And the grandfathers from all races are the protector of free will. The grandfathers that protected their families, that was not on a payroll to kill anybody. So the grandfathers, they protect your personal freedoms. They're the ones that you need to look at. So then we have the bear people that works with the freedom of all. They're the guardians. Some of these animals, you need to talk to them. The bear people, they work with the freedom of all. And the bear people, they want you to pick up your sacred responsibilities. Each one of you have a responsibility to yourself, to your families, to your circles, to this community, to this county, to this state, to this nation, and to this universe. And only you know what it is. And the issue that we have that brings us to a halt all the time is fear. Afraid of what people are going to say, afraid of what they're going to do, afraid of what they're going to think. Put that aside, because fear is anti-Christ. Christ is unconditional love, Christ consciousness, right? Opposite of Christ, fear. Opposite of love, fear. Anti-Christ. We all are part of that. We want to external and blame everybody else, but we are the true Antichrist, so we got to do some work. We got to do some work, and all it is fear. Bring that Christ consciousness, that unconditional love back into your system, back into your life. Because it feels so beautiful when it hits home again, when you open up. And that attracts. The laws of attraction, that attracts very beautiful people. So we have that law. So the bear asks you to put aside your fear and do what you came here for. And it's so simple. You are going to be tested because the tests are great on you because of who you are. You're guardians of this Mother Earth. And there's going to be many that's going to try to stop you. It's not going to work this time. It's not going to work. Because you know too much. You live too many lifetimes to come to this point. So we have the law that we call change. The laws of change is like a little butterfly. If you look in the book, it's like a little butterfly. And so the butterflies are masters of metamorphosis, right? So under the ways of the butterfly, there's the egg, there's the little caterpillar, there's a cocoon, and there's a butterfly. So this is how you need to look at the butterfly and how you need to walk in life. Because you do come from that egg. And as you walk upon Mother Earth, all you are is, and you know, it's very symbolic. You're just a caterpillar, just chewing on this and looking for that, and blah, blah. You're making yourself into this certain person. Then when you get into a moment of chaos and turmoil and difficulty, that's when you go into your cocoon. So your cocoon is your protector. And your cocoon is anything that enlivens your heart. Music, like this here. Dance, you know, art. Skydiving, anything that makes you feel good, that is what the cocooning ways are. Go meditate, go to church, go sing, go do something that makes you feel so dang good. That's your cocoon. And when you come back, hey, you're going to feel so good. You're going to share your experiences. And that's that part of being a butterfly. And that because you've known, people will know because you've fed on the nectars of life. So watch for change. And what's going to happen too is when you're going to change in your life, there's going to be so many people that don't want you to change, right? So they want you to be the way they want you to be. And some of them are so close to you at times too. So the Spirit, they said, before you make a change, announce it. Announce your change. Maybe 4 weeks ahead, 4 months ahead, 4 days ahead. Do it in fours. Announce your change. And pray for the people that you're announcing it to, because what you do affects everybody. It affects everyone. And although that you change on a positive level, other people are not going to see it that way. So that's why prayer is important. Pray, do Reiki, do something to help somebody, because you love people, you love your people. And they don't understand why they want you to be here all the time, 24/7, but you want to be out there and doing something. So change is important. And we have the law of what we call the spiritual law of growth. And the fireflies are the ones that are guardians to this law of growth. And the fireflies said that at one time human beings' light was greater than ours, it was brighter than ours. Bright. What happened? Somebody went to a rock and roll show. Didn't go to hip hop. So the light is really important. Where you go, adjust your light, your energy, your aura, right? It does. So, and to brighten your aura, you need to do the same thing as what the butterflies were saying. Meditate, pray, go to sweat lodge, do sun dance, do ceremony, dance, sing, do artwork, do something that enlivens your heart. This brightens your aura. And when your aura is bright, people feel it. See? When you're in a room, a large room, and if a person's aura is strong like this, you could all sit here and they could walk in the back of the room through the door without making a noise, and you're going to all turn your heads to see who that is because you felt the aura, right? You all could do that. If you're kind of like forgot how to do it, work on it. Because you have so much influence on Mother Earth here. Use it well. Use it well. And one way is letting people see your light. Walk in your light. So then we have the whale people. They work with this universal law of movement and balance. And the whale people, they say that where they live in the ocean realms, where they work in the ocean realms, they keep their places holy, sacred. And they said human beings need to do the same, to keep your precious things holy. And the most precious thing that you need to keep sacred is right here. Right here. Your most sacred place is your heart. The whale people says also that remember that everything you think, everything you do, everything you say affects 7 generations. You are being watched, you're heard, you're listened to. Make sure that everything that comes out of your voice helps somebody. The more you help people, the more help you get. If you go in there with the word I, that's all you're going to get. Learn to change that word, I, into we. It's not about one anymore. It's about oneness. The whale people remind you that you have 7 gifts. And one gift is the gift of sight. the gift of seeing without the physical eye. Right? You have the gift of song, that although some of you can't sing in the shower, whatever comes out of your mouth and from the heart is song as well. You have the gift of choice, of creating movement. When you make a decision, always make it from the heart. Anything outside that creates this little thing you call karma that's going to come back and bite you. So your decisions should be from the heart. Every decision. And if it's not there, step back. Step back. And honor yourself. Move until